Welcome to Chilling with c.bo, guys. I'm your host c.bo, and I am, I gotta say it. Captain Jack is back, man.
Howdy, hi.
How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there, you gotta take some time every once in a while. It's nice to take a break and take some take a mental break from, some of the stuff that you kind of you gotta like recuperate and just take a breather, take some time for yourself. And I recommend everyone does that every once in a while.
Of course, of
I kind of
course.
I find myself doing it a little more often just because anxiety is just a little high right now, but
Yeah.
I think it's just the way the moons and the stars are aligned, or
Well,
however
this
you
whole
want to
podcast is taking a break during election week, so yeah. So it's all good.
like. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's October. It's
Yeah.
October, guys.
October, yeah.
Spooky. Get
My
your pumpkin
co-host,
head.
Juan and Oli. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Enjoying the fact that it's Spooktober. My brother and my mom actually put some decorations around the house, and I gotta say, it's the best looking house on the block because no one else wants to decorate out of fear of COVID. So, but my brother made our house look like spooky ooky skeletons that travel down your spine.
All right. And then there's Pedro. How you doing, man?
I am great. It's my favorite time of the year, and I am getting ready to get my spook on.
All right. That's sounds good to hear, man. So I guess oh, Jack, did you watch the movies that for the past 2 weeks, The Social Dilemma or Enola Holmes?
I did. I sent you my little blurbage of the social dilemma. Did you not talk about it?
Yes, we did. Yes, but did
Oh,
you have
okay.
any thoughts that we didn't express? Any hot takes or?
No, not really. I mean, you guys kind of talked about everything I thought you were going to talk about, so it's good by me.
What about Enola Holmes? Did you watch that?
I did not get the chance to watch that, and I was
Okay.
actually going to watch it after we do this one
Okay.
because it does look interesting, and I want to give it my time and watch
We
it.
all thought it was enjoyable. It was a nice, fun movie.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, so I guess the movie we're gonna talking about this week is a classic Tim Burton movie from 1999. Can you believe 1999 is over 21 years ago now? Like Jesus.
Old man.
Wow, feel
And that
old.
and that movie is Sleepy Hollow. Yes, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. Now, I guess I'll start off. I saw this movie once, like a long time ago, and I kind of forgot that like it existed. And then Pedro brought it up. I'm like, oh yeah, Sleepy Hollow, nice. So then I saw, it, and I was surprised, and I'm like, wow, this is actually a really good like a Halloween-esque movie. Like Tim Burton clearly like loves this time of year, just as and I was getting that you like this may not be my favorite movie. Like I liked it, but I didn't love it. And but like I love the atmosphere of the movie, the production design of the movie. And fun fact, the production design actually earned an Academy Award for this. So yeah. So this movie, yeah. So yeah, I like this movie. It was pretty cool to see a modern take on the Headless Horseman, and I think we need more folklore horror movies. What did you guys think? Who wants to start?
I want to give it to Jack first because we haven't seen him in over 2 weeks, so we
Okay.
want to have his voice be heard.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
I also, this is the first time I've ever seen this movie, but I honestly I was expecting it to be more Tim Burton-y. Like I thought it was going to be a lot weirder. I was going to be uh just more bizarre in terms of like kind of similar to some of his other movies like Edward Scissorhands and stuff like that. But this
Yeah.
movie was pretty tamed, and I actually really enjoyed a lot of the the choices they decided to go with. Johnny Depp played like a Johnny Depp version of Ichabod Crane. Um, he was very, how do I describe it? He was weird and meek, but at the same time he was smart and forthcoming. The I liked how he was kind of the guy who wanted everything to be taken like shouldn't just be doing things just because one person said things. He wanted to be more modern in his approach to
Yeah.
uh investigation and stuff like that. And it was just I wasn't sure whether I was supposed to laugh at some parts of this movie, but there were like the scenes where he is going into the witch's house and he's pushing the kid in front of him and he's got the gun out. I laughed at that point. And then there's other scenes that I wasn't sure if I was supposed to laugh, but I laughed anyway because Johnny Depp is a very engaging character. And I thought the whole story, like the twists and turns, I was genuinely surprised with. But I think that's mainly because this is the first time I'm viewing it, so I don't have a lot of opinions towards it. But as a first time seeing this movie, I dug it. It was a good time. It was very much in line with like this time of year, very spoopy.
Yeah,
and I was eating pumpkin bread while watching it, so I was like, "Ooh, man, this is if it wasn't fall before, it certainly is now."
Yeah, this movie won for this movie won the Academy Award for Best Art Direction, and yeah, definitely deserved it.
Oh, also, big names in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Was not expecting these big names. What was it? Christopher Lee is in it, and he was, I don't know, they hired Christopher Lee to be in this movie for maybe, what was it, like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Richard Griffiths, Jeffrey Jones,
Hey,
Michael Gambon.
Yeah, Dumbledore, the second Dumbledore was in it.
It's just so weird. Christopher Walken is in this, but he doesn't really have lines.
He just
kills a lot of people.
He's not supposed to have lines.
True. I don't know. Overall, spoilery opinion. Really dug this movie. Thought it was a.
Could you imagine if could you imagine if Christopher Walken had lines while he was cutting off people? Like Juan, do your Walken impression again.
Don't lose your head now. Bye.
Now you know. Sometimes you gotta stand still so I can get you. Slash.
I tend to miss on the first swing.
I took my medieval sword and shoved up my ass.
Guys, another fun fact. The person who did the production design was the guy who was supposed to do Tim Burton's canceled Superman movie with Nicolas Cage as Superman. So
yeah, I forgot Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman.
Yeah, so the guy who did the production design for that canceled movie just went on to do this movie, and he got an Academy Award for it. So that's awesome.
Samuel Lois.
Kind of sounds like a better turn of events for that particular person.
I am so curious about that Nicolas Cage Superman movie, how it would have been like. So yeah, that would have been cool, in my opinion.
I guarantee you it would have sucked.
So
but we don't know because they never made it. There's a reality out there where it worked.
So Pedro or Juan, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I've seen this movie before when I was a little kid. When I was I was 15. Yeah, it was 10 years ago. I saw it. I saw it alone. My brother was doing his play production thing, and I have to say, and it has aged a little better than I would have imagined. You know, like even if it's from the 90s. The story still holds up. I forgot about some of the little changes they did compared to the real story. Like in the real story, Ichabod is actually a school teacher, and he's not this handsome, cowardly yet brave person. He's a very cowardly, scarecrow-looking teacher who's run out of town by his love rival for Katrina. And you never know if it's the real horseman or not in the book. Here they made kind of like an action thriller, and I really appreciated that. And as a horror fan, like it was a bit tame. I would have thought would have some jump scares or it was a bit gorier, but I have to say, for a Halloween movie, spot on.
Yeah.
Like it's the perfect movie other than Nightmare Before Christmas and Halloween Town. This is a movie you can sit with maybe kids older than 15 and you can actually enjoy watching it without it being too scary. Because it's also Tim Burton style, and Tim Burton when it comes to all these creepy horror stuff, he's a little tame. Would you agree?
It's funny, like the blood looked like straight up paint. Like it did not look like real blood whatsoever.
Yeah.
And like there's just so many beheadings. I'm like, oh my god, it's just beheading people.
Hey, I have a spoiler question for later.
Okay, Juan, what are your thoughts on this movie?
So everyone here is praising it and giving it all this gravitas. And I'm going to try to, take it down a couple notches. And the first thing I want to say is so the dude that was running away, the magistrate, I guess it was, that was running away, he was running away in the middle of the night where the horseman usually comes out and chops heads. What would ever constitute him thinking that now was the best time to run? Instead of, earlier in the day, in the morning, when you notice that the people you conspired with to help this other dude, pass down the money line had been killed by a horseman. Any other time of the day would have been so much more justifiable to leave than at night when the horseman was coming.
Well, Pablo, the thing you have to realize is, like, the horseman would have come for him no matter what. Even if he left during the day, he still would have chased him.
Having a day start on the horseman, and you're just like a day ahead of it the whole time, and then like every time that the sun comes up, the horseman has to go back to hell or something. Like you would have been able to at least escape into New York and blend in with the crowd. I mean, supernatural forces could have found it, sure, but still. Here's the second thing: when the little girl cracked the stick that killed the horseman, she essentially created her own servant. And I'm just like, you are such a bitch. Like, really? You're going to get this guy killed just so you can use him for your own selfish purposes when he was just being all happy, murdering people, bathing in their blood, and collecting their heads? I mean, how do you take that away from Christopher Walken? Oh, you chopped my head off. Now I'm in the grave. And
I'm dying. My hand is severed. But at the same time, Christopher Walken wasn't a nice guy either. He was a German mercenary sent to what was it, America, to keep people in check while England was still ruling. He's not a nice guy.
I'm just saying, like, this little girl who grew up to be a big bad witch, like, just such a dick to Christopher Walken. I kind of wish that he would have just said something in the dialogue, like, "Oh, you stupid bitch! Like, how can you do this to me as I'm dying?" And then just goes back.
Did you like the movie though, Juan?
It was a good movie. No, it was a good movie overall. It was a great movie to start October with for me personally, because I'm a scaredy cat.
You still haven't sent us that video, by the way.
Honestly, this wasn't a very scary beginning to spoopy October time.
But that's the point. First off,
Juan, were you
jollies by being scared all the time? You can get them by just seeing scary stuff being shot in a playful way.
Were you scared at any point during the movie, or no?
I did have a cowardly take or two, but overall, no.
Was it during the witch bit?
No, actually, it was during the when Ichabod was seemingly being chased by the headless horseman, and he threw a pumpkin at him. In reality, it was that dick whose name I forgot.
Yes,
his name's Brom.
With Brom, his only character trait was being a jealous lover who's a bully, and then they just kill him off, which satisfying in and of itself. But
it was a satisfying kill.
But like Brom was such an important figure to the original story, and you just kind of made him out to be just a bullish character that can be satisfying to the audience who enjoys death. I would have appreciated a little more depth of the character.
He did take on the Headless Horseman for a really long time, though.
By shooting him with some makeshift sniper rifle, which was,
Yeah, but then he took out the hay sickles, wielding while the horseman was dual wielding, and they had that cling, 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 cling.
Yeah, but the way that the horseman killed him, like, he literally chopped him in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Horseman was a fucking unit, I gotta say.
He's a tank.
Christopher Walken is a unit.
No, I would appreciate. A Sleepy Hollow film with actor commentary just with Christopher Walken, and him just narrating the whole thing that's coming. Like, oh, look, he lost his head. Now in that scene, I was not the headless horseman, but I wish I was. Blah 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 blah. You know. So that's something I would genuinely enjoy my Halloween night doing, just watching Christopher Walken narrate Sleepy Hollow for me, where he has no line of dialogue whatsoever.
Christopher Walken, hope you're hearing this out there.
Also, I thought that the point of suspense for you, Paul, where you were scared was with the kid.
Oh my god, he killed a kid. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I about to say?
Oh yeah, tell us your thoughts on this movie.
Yes.
I already did. I like this movie. It was a great way to kick off spoopy, like as Jack says. What else? Christina Ricci. I liked her. I'm kind of mad she wasn't in more like mainstream movies. Like, you know, she has Addams Family, Casper, this. Then it's like she does a lot of like indie stuff after this. Like that's kind of where her career went. But I'm like, you know,
She's
I
in
kind of
Black
want
Snake Moan.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like the weird stuff she does, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah,
I thought she was
in
okay.
she was just very she was a likable presence in this movie. Yeah,
I didn't find it very likable when she, burned the evidence.
Yeah, it was
well,
very
you know,
accurate.
yeah, well, you know, I thought she's really cute. I feel like.
Another thing,
She wasn't added.
they left a lot of open-ended things. Like, for example, did Ichabod Crane restore his reputation as a constable in New York City? Did the man that he was defending ever get convicted, and did he die? What happened to like I know his mom died, but does her soul live on as a ghost? Also, what happens to Christina Ricci's fortunes? Does she get to keep it? What about the town? Do they live in fear? There's still so many questions that's unanswered.
Yeah.
That's true, but you could just go to Sleepy Hollow and ask those questions
Funny
yourself.
enough, we're actually gonna go there this weekend.
Not
Really?
Well, look at that! You could do an on-site investigation. Be like, hey, who's
What happened to Christina Ricci?
what happened to Christina Ricci? Is Christopher Walken still buried in the Westwood? What's the deal with Johnny Depp? Is he still around?
Where's Ichabod? Speaking of Ichabod, I didn't realize this classic Disney movie called The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, and I didn't know Ichabod was connected to Sleepy Hollow. Oh wow, yeah. And I realized, oh yeah, there's that Sleepy Hollow stuff in that classic Disney movie, and I didn't realize that. So it's just a weird connection I made while watching this movie. Yeah.
That is a good movie.
It really is.
All right, so I guess we are all pretty satisfied with this movie. Very good vibes, very good stuff. Now, I guess before we go on to our next topic, I guess we gotta decide on our next movie for next week.
Do we do that Adam Sandler movie that is coming out tomorrow in terms of us recording this? So today's the 6th. Or should I be lying and saying that this comes out when you actually release it?
I think it comes out when I release it. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so it will be out by the time this episode's out. Do we
Yeah.
want to watch that? Because I have no idea what it's about. I just know it's Halloween-esque.
It's kind of like Adam Sandler just making himself look like a hero, playing a dopey character who's like the water boy reincarnated.
So every Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah.
This is coming from a person who absolutely loves Adam Sandler movies, but it's okay to say that they're all the same in one way or another.
I mean, he has uncut gems. Like,
what's your
That's
favorite
true.
Sandler movie?
But is that an Adam Sandler movie, or is that a movie with Adam Sandler?
If Adam Sandler is the main lead in the movie, it's an Adam Sandler movie.
I tried to go too high.
I mean, let me put it this way.
Gonna
Is
pick it up.
Wedding Singer an Adam Sandler movie?
Yes.
Not the typical comedy style of it, though.
No. But I'm pretty sure that movie was made by Happy Madison,
Maybe.
which would make it an Adam
I know what Jack is saying. Like, if it's like Adam Sandler in charge creatively, it's an Adam Sandler movie. But like stuff like Uncut Gems and like Funny People, that's just movies with Adam Sandler in it.
I just randomly want to say we can all agree Jack and Jill is the worst Adam Sandler movie ever, right?
I have never seen Jack and Jill. So
it is not a great movie.
I know Al Pacino was in it, and I'm kind of just ashamed because I love Al Pacino.
Yeah, what he did for the money.
It did make more money than Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star. Who remembers that?
God.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I did not watch. See, I don't watch those bad Adam Sandler movies. I watch just the good ones.
Adam Sandler movie. That was a Nick Swanson movie, and
yeah, but Adam Sandler was definitely in the creatively involved.
Movie.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna watch that Adam Sandler movie then?
That was my question: is do we want to watch that because it's new and it's going to be out, or do we want to watch something? Do we want to watch an actual scary movie? Do we want to double up on movies?
I think we let Juan off pretty easy for the first week, and I think we should hold off on that Adam Sandler movie, and I think we should go into a scary movie now.
But what?
Okay.
All right. What are our options now?
So Netflix has a really good selection. Let's see.
I'll check who.
Well, we could start rattling off classics. Halloween.
Okay, so
Friday 13th.
Netflix has Sides of the Lambs. We just saw Sleepy Hollow, Poltergeist, Insidious, Paranormal Activity, Splice, Sinister, and The Evil Dead.
Which Evil Dead?
The original one.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that one.
Yes.
That movie's so good. Well, I love the original Evil Dead.
Let's do Evil Dead.
I kind of want to do Sinister, man.
Oh, come on. Evil Dead's so good. Bruce Campbell's in it.
I think.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, Sinister. Sorry,
Jack,
Mike.
the one about the spirit that makes kids kill their families and records them.
Oh God!
Oh,
Find that movie alone.
That one might. Okay, so now are we doing it based off what we really want to watch, or what's going to make Juan like soil himself? Which one's going to
make Juan soil himself?
Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you. We just. This is how we have to gauge how scary we want to be.
Yeah, this is the pure definition of hatred right here.
Juan, which movie would scare you less?
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead's a little campy though. That's the thing. Like I like Evil Dead, but
it's so good. It's great. It is a budget horror movie.
We can't let Juan off that easy though. We already gave him a Sleepy Hollow. We're already gonna throw him a bone with Adam Sandler. So it's like we got
enjoy Halloween instead of hate it.
What if Juan watches the Adam Sandler Halloween movie and then tells us how it is, and then we watch a super scary movie? Would that be better for you, Juan?
No, it's not.
A super scary movie if everyone else is. So there has to be a fair count. All right, I'm just complaining to get you guys to feel.
Okay. I don't know. Me and Pedro really want to watch Evil Dead again.
I guess we could save Sinister for last. We do Adam Sandler. We do Adam Sandler after Evil Dead. Then Sinister is for the ultra Halloween experience.
We gotta throw a classic horror movie in at some point. Might as well be The Evil Dead. I would have gone for Halloween or Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street.
But those movies aren't available anywhere. Like,
I think they're available on what's that horror streaming service? It's called
Shudder.
Shudder.
Hey, raise your hand if you think that Rob Zombie's Halloweens 1 and 2 were not that good.
I am semi raising my hand. No one can actually see any of us raising our hands besides us in this call.
The first
But-
one's actually not that bad. The second one is just
Good.
goes. The second one goes off the rails. It has nothing to do with Halloween whatsoever. It is its own weird thing. I
And
kind of respect it, but I kind of just like, what the fuck were you doing, man?
And what's
It's
worse,
not one of those movies where it borrows the name and only the name,
Yeah,
but like everything else is just whatever the director wanted to do. And
yeah.
I dig. Rob
Yeah.
Zombie makes good.
What is Rob Zombie's repertoire?
He just makes these
music.
really violent, like these crazy, visceral violence. And he's a rock star too.
ugh,
good rock star.
wow.
No one can say he's not multifaceted.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, definitely,
You-
definitely.
If you want to get to know him, I would recommend listening to his interview on Joe Rogan. It was a very cool interview. But yeah, he's got a lot of cool. He's done a lot of interesting movies.
I like Slither. That was one of my favorite.
Slither was good. I want to see the one that's on Shudder that he just did. Is it the three devils or something?
Oh yeah, I have that. Yeah, it's called Free from Hell.
Yes, Three from Hell. I want to watch that movie.
There's this
House of a Thousand Corpses. 31.
there's this one movie that like I've been kind of interested in seeing simply because of the memes it's created. Cabin in the Woods.
Oh yeah.
I'm
wait.
not the biggest fan of that movie.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's more of like a Cabin in the Woods is like a satire. But
yeah,
it's
it's a satire, but like
It's
it's
satire,
okay.
not horror.
It's okay.
it's got horror-ish themes. It's more of a thriller, I guess.
Yeah,
It's still you can't knock it. It is a good movie.
it's okay. It's not my favorite. It's not. Yeah. So okay, so we doing Adam Sandler or Evil Dead first?
Evil Dead. It's Evil Dead.
All right, cool.
Woo!
All right, Evil Dead and Adam Sandler next time.
Yeah.
But then
We'll
we
take a
gotta do a
break.
movie that would make pants though. After that.
Yeah.
We'll save that for the final week.
Everyone's got to find a super scary movie, like the scariest movie you could possibly think of.
I hate
Yeah.
you. I hate
Yeah.
you.
Now, before I just want to ask Juan this question. So, what made you terrified of horror movies? Like, when did you realize, like, oh man, these movies are not for me? Oh my god.
When I was like 5, I guess, whenever I would go to a movie theater and a trailer for a scary movie would play, I would just be terrified of everything and everyone around me. Even when I got home, I was so scared of the dark that someone was gonna pop out and take my soul or something, And it's just been instilled in me ever since.
All right, nice. Yeah, childhood trauma.
Nice. Scarred as a child. Cool.
That used to be me until I saw Child's Play 2. Then my fears kind of rode it away.
You know what really ruined my fears of horror movies? Dead Silence. That movie was trying to be, and I couldn't get over how goofy of a premise it was.
A woman
Like-
killing people and turning them into puppets.
Yeah, and then those puppets would then kill people if they spoke while they were in the house. It was just it really just kind of pushed the boundaries of believability. And I actually have one of those dolls in my room. So after watching that movie, I would look over at that thing and be like, "Huh, you're not gonna do shit, are you?"
You have an actual puppet?
Yeah, I do have a ventriloquist doll. I got it. When did I get that? Someone got it for me for Christmas, and I didn't return it because I thought it would be rude. But yeah, I think it's still in my closet somewhere. But I haven't touched that thing in who knows how long. For
Podcast, can you show it?
yeah, just keep talking and I'll go grab it real quick.
I was exposed to horror pretty early in my childhood. I love stuff like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and there's this really obscure kids WB show. I don't know if you guys remember it, but The Nightmare Room. Do you guys remember that?
Is that the one with the guy who's laughing from a coffin?
No, that's the Tales from the Crypt. That was a little too mature for me even when I was a kid. But But I know what you're talking. Yeah, that's a famous show too, and I do want to watch that one of these days. But yeah, I've always loved horror, and like since my birthday was always in October, I'm like, oh, this is like my time of year, and I've always loved it, and I always loved like Halloween episodes of shows of my favorite cartoons and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, so I guess I've always loved horror, and oh my god, that is terrifying.
Oh my god.
I can't believe you have it. It kind of reminds me of Slappy from Goosebumps.
It's pretty much like a Slappy from Goosebumps. It comes from on the box. It shows a picture of like all of like these ventriloquist dummies that they have in their collection.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
this just sits in my closet. If anything, this is my security system. If anyone comes in, they're going to be like, "Oh my god, get out of here! Get out of here!" Ah!
You should have brought it for Cap. It would have been awesome for skits.
I should have left it at Cap and have people come up with wild stories for it, like the lobster thing. Does anyone know the origin of that lobster thing?
The lobster thing.
Oh,
Apparently, after we graduated, or our class graduated, there were memes about like a lobster being found in a tree in Voorhees Mall, and apparently it was done by a Capt person during a rehearsal for a show, and I don't know, it just kind of exploded for a hot second. But I wanted to know the origins of that story for a while, and I still can't find them. And I think I just said them, but I want to know who did it.
That happened right after we graduated?
Yeah, or like the year following us.
I graduated a year after you guys, so.
So then it would have been while
After-
you were there. I don't know. I just remember the lobster tree thing.
There could be a whole horror franchise dedicated to your ventriloquist doll. Do you have a name for him?
Yeah, it's called Dead Silence. Oop. I don't have the box right next to me because I just brought this thing over. I'll look it up, but I'm gonna actually put this thing away because it's more cumbersome than anything else because he's too floppy. Like he's got no backbone.
Yeah.
He's a puppet.
You just gotta let someone push you around like that. All right, I'm gonna put this away. You keep talking.
All right, so I guess since we're on the topic of movies, we're gonna go on to the next topic, and this is kind of more of a very sad topic, actually.
He's stealing my soul.
We're,
No.
So it was announced like a couple days ago that
Kennedy. No.
the ventriloquist doll is attacking Jack and stealing his soul currently.
Is he still there?
I think Jack is dead, to be honest. I think his soul got taken.
He was a good man.
Oh, Jack's alive.
I've survived.
Jack. Is it not the puppet in Jack's body?
Oh, you're
Did you
right.
Did you hear me fight it off?
Who knows? Maybe it's one of those it's not what it seems kind of thing.
Everything is not what it seems to be.
Yeah. That you wanted in your wildest dreams.
Yeah,
The trouble when it goes to extremes because everything is not what it seems. Okay, so apparently his name's Mortimer. It doesn't say that on the box, but I found a picture of him.
Mortimer.
Yeah. That's Mortimer. Mortimer Snerd. Snerd. But yeah, if you type in ventriloquist dummy and you look at the first image search, he's there in this collection of classic like ventriloquist dummies. Howdy Doody's there. One of the Marx Brothers is there. There's a sad clown, a really creepy. Laurel and Hardy are there. I don't know why. But yeah.
Very interesting stuff for you, Jack. You're an interesting lad.
Gee, thanks. That's a polite way of saying, "Wow, you're a weirdo."
No, but that's good though. It's good that you're a weirdo. Yeah, weirdos are good. Weirdos are good.
Yeah.
Moral of the story: weirdos are good.
So yeah, the next topic I was gonna go into was it was announced that Regal Theaters will be closing starting this week because of the underwhelming domestic returns from movies coming out, and they're gonna stay closed until further notice, which pretty much means that AMC is probably gonna be next and closing their theaters until further notice, which means that there's not gonna be any movies coming out to 2021 now because unfortunately Tenet and New Mutants and some other stuff that came out just underwhelmed at the American box office because people just didn't want to go to a theater during a pandemic, which I don't blame them, but it's kind of sad, and the fate of theaters is kind of up in the air, and I just want to know how you guys felt about this.
It's honestly very very sad for me because some of my best memories are in movie theaters. Like the smell of popcorn, sodas, going to watch a movie with the family, actually getting out of the house for entertainment. It was honestly one of the few times I felt free. And now that I hear it's getting taken away, it's just
for the time being until further notice, but it's not looking great. It's not looking great.
I know, and with the way things are going, things are bound to get worse. And I remember my parents said, like, we're entering a time in human history where things won't be the same even after they find a cure.
Yeah.
It's just sad to think about.
Juan or Jack, what do you guys think?
You want to go? You want me to go?
Go.
Okay. I'm kind of bummed, but at the same time, I think there's been alternatives that have been coming up that kind of supplement. It seems like there's been a rise in drive-in movie theaters as opposed to going to the movies. Now we're going back to that fun times of you drive up into a lot and the movie gets projected onto a screen and you're with all your friends, and we're still having those movie experiences. We're not going to like a building and sitting inside. We're doing it in a more controlled environment kind of a way, but it is disheartening, but I think it's more so I don't see this as the end of movie theaters in a sense. I see this as more of a wake up call for movie theaters. Maybe it's time for them to make some changes themselves. Maybe in order to stay afloat, they'll reduce prices for things. They won't charge as much for all these. They won't try and use like monopoly prices for concessions and things like that when people want to come to the movies, like, and they want people to come and spend time at the movies. Maybe they'll cut prices on things. Maybe they'll I don't know, maybe they'll do more special events to get people there. I think that I don't think it's as bleak as it sounds. It just seems like another step in the direction of, all right, well, things are changing. We got to change with them. And, instead of it being a slow boil, now it's a raging, like a raging, that analogy escapes me. Instead of it being a slow burn, it's a fast burn. So now instead of later.
What about you, Juan?
I agree with Jack. That's forced movie theaters to adapt. There was a quote that came out in the news earlier this week from, I think, the head of AMC Theaters, saying that he blames Governor Cuomo for shutting down the New York cinema market, and that's why movie theaters are doing so bad, which I thought was just incredibly ridiculous. Because for one, Cuomo's the only reason that the virus hasn't spread as much in New York as it did when it first started, as well as the fact that when Cuomo responded, he said that the reason he hasn't opened up theaters, but he's opened up restaurants and gyms, is because those businesses are considered essential services to the public. Cinemas, as entertaining and as distracting from real life as they are not essential businesses.
No, you're right.
And the fact of the matter is that we have so many alternate ways of consuming content and so many different shows and movies coming out in places that are just as, if not more, affordable than a ticket stub at a movie theater. That there's really no need to continue trying to, keep up the facade that everything's going back to normal in the world of cinema, you know. And honestly, I guess the biggest thing I'd like to say is, what the hell did you expect? Like, it's November. There's reports of an uptick in the virus coming back up all over the east and all over the East Coast. President Trump even got the virus. That's how bad it got, and that we can dive into politics another day. But the fact of the matter is that, like, this was always going to be the first step, or like for closing things down again. I get that it's sad, and I miss the movie going experience more than probably any other person I know. But it's what we need to do. It's what has to be done, because if we disregard public health, we're damning ourselves. 200,000 people are dead because of this virus in the U.S. alone.
Yeah.
Why would you want to continue that trend just because you want to experience the smell of popcorn on a sticky soda-filled floor in a movie theater filled with screaming children?
Well, speaking of that, you are right. Movie theaters are non-essential, and it's more of a luxury than a necessity. And yeah, I would agree. And I think honestly, like, as much as I missed it, I don't think they should have opened. I don't think Tenet should not have come out, because that is such a very high budget, high concept movie that needed to be seen when things were back to normal. I saw Tenet. I think it's a really good movie, but that is a very complicated movie, and that was not a great movie to get people back into theaters, because that movie is just like, it's complicated. It's not for general. It's not a Marvel movie. It's not a DC movie. It's not a Star Wars movie. It's freaking Christopher Nolan just being his most Christopher Nolan, and the fact that they released, that's the first movie they released at the theaters after a pandemic, is just wild to me. And then you have the New Mutants. I actually saw New Mutants like last week, and this is before the news of Regal closing down, and I thought it was pretty enjoyable. And I'm like, yeah. But like you said, like, the theater was full of screaming children. That is not true at all, because when I was in the theater, I felt more safe in the theater than I do in a grocery store, because that's how much people were not going to the theaters. Like it was insane. I'm like, yeah, this is not good whatsoever. And you just see the box office numbers for these movies, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, because there's literally no one in the theater. Like I was like, when I was watching New Mutants, it was me and someone else and like two other people just spread out, and I was wearing a mask the whole time, obviously, and I felt safe. I was like, all right. But I'm like, yeah, this can't be good at all, because like, if movie theaters were doing well, it'd be more crowded, but they're just not. So yeah, it is sad, but it was kind of necessary, and high key, movie theaters should not have opened during this time, because now they have to pay back the rent, and now there's like talk of them like relying on a bailout from like Congress, and like, yeah, so like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
See, this is what happens when people get desperate and bored so quickly in a society filled with instant gratification. We all assumed that the virus was going to clear up by May, June, back in March. Now look at us. It's not just that it's not clearing up; it's resurging, and people are still ignorant about taking care of themselves. There's a whole town in Florida that started a movement about not wearing a mask because they felt like they deserve the freedom to breathe. We're not saying you can't breathe. We're just saying you can't. We don't want you breathing in the freaking virus, you jackwads.
Yeah. Well, all we can do now is wait and see. And I guess so NFL stuff, week 4, yes. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna start off with so I did another parlay, as I got into FanDuel Sportsbook, and I did a parlay I did a spread bet, and I thought spread betting was just seeing who wins, just betting on who wins or not. But I was wrong. Because all the teams I chose to win won, but I did the spread betting where each team has to win or lose by a certain amount of points for you to win the bet, and I didn't know that, and I thought I won the parlay, but I didn't, and I looked stupid. And I contacted FanDuel Sportsbook. And I'm like, hey, all these teams won. Where's my money? And like, oh, you did spread betting, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, sir. I guess I gotta get better. He's like, you will get better. Watch out for the 8 o'clock game.
Oh, he said that you will get better. He actually encouraged you.
Well, yeah, it's their business model, right?
Right.
The house always wins, right?
Right. I'm just saying, like, I just think it's funny. It's like, yeah, no, don't worry, you'll win another. And then, like, they just keep like bringing you back in. Who did you bet on this week?
Let's see. Let's see. I gotta go into FanDuel. Boop 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 doo 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 doo.
Scooby Doo boo boo.
Damn, I gotta log in. Do you guys have any hot takes on NFL Week 4?
Let me see. The Browns coming in hot. 49-38.
First off, can we just say how bad are the Cowboys right now, man? Where your quarterback is averaging 400 yards passing a game, and you lost all of them. Well, nearly all of them. The one was a lucky kick by a Falcons team that did. But, like, I'm so happy when the Cowboys lose. I can't imagine a franchise I hate more than the Dallas Cowboys, outside of the New England Patriots, of course. But the fact of the matter is that the Dallas Cowboys have been the ire of the NFL fandom. It makes me so happy to like see them produce so many stats, and it means nothing. It means nothing because their defense is crap. Their owner is an old fossil, and the fact of the matter is that Dak Prescott is a generational talent. We see that now, and he is being held back by the very team that didn't want him in the first place and wasn't willing to pay him $40 million a year. But now they might need to reduce it.
Would you pay him $40 million a year though?
Hell no.
No person on this earth should ever be paid $40 million a year.
Except Patrick Mahomes.
That's my hot take. What are you making that much? What are you doing with all that money, man?
What are you doing all that money, man?
What are you doing with all that money? What are you just wiping stains off your table with it? It's like, it's $100,000 I don't need. Whoosh. Hope they're absorbent.
How much is taxes though?
Huh?
How much is taxes?
Oh, they probably get they probably don't they don't take all those 40. They don't take all 40 million home. No, definitely not.
Maybe 20 million of it.
It's probably like 8 million of it. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Plus,
such a loss.
Like agent fees and other stuff I can't really think of right now, but like it's there. But
it's at this point where money's gonna have no value in my mind. I'm gonna be like, yeah, how much is that? How much is that cup of coffee? $300. Nice. Here you go. Walk away. Like, it just sounds like we're talking about crazy numbers now. This is how much money people are making. It's ridiculous.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes $500 million in the next 10 years. So.
I want to talk about the Bills and how I think.
No. Before we talk about the Bills, here's the parlay I did. The point spread betting of 4 teams. Ravens Washington game, the Chargers Tampa Bay game, the Seahawks Miami game, and the Giants Rams game. So the Ravens game and the Chargers, they both won, but they didn't the point spread. But I could have still won money if the Rams won by 13 and a half points, and they didn't, and they only won by 9 points. And I thought, oh my god, like what the hell? The Rams won, but I didn't get any money. But then I realized, I did point spreading, and I now know what it means because I looked it up. So so that was the stuff I did. I'm an idiot better, but I'm gonna get better. Like FanDuel support said I would.
So what about the Bills you were gonna say, Jack?
I think the Bills are going to have another great season. And I think they might make it all the way. It's my hot take. My hot take is a guy who does not watch a ton of sports.
You know what? I'm inclined to agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that the Chiefs and the Ravens own that conference, and the Bills are just they're good. They're great, but they
That's
are
not going to
not.
be easy, but I think
What?
they can. It's not going to be easy, but I think they can do it.
You know what? I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. If you are, so I say that the Bills.
Well, I mean, they lost Stephon Diggs, right? In the last game, he got injured with his
Healthy.
MCL.
No,
Is that what
Stephon
happened?
Diggs is good.
I thought I got a notification the other day saying Stephon Diggs was hurting. News.
I'll have to double check that. But from what I saw in the Oakland game, he was fine.
Hmm.
Allen sets up
Oh,
lead. Gonna go deep.
never mind. That's
Can I just say that Josh Allen is a god in fantasy right now, and the fact that I have him, Kyler Murray, and Dalvin Cook on my team, it's like having the DC, what are they called? The trio, the Trinity. Yeah, it's like having Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman on the same team. Like I'm 4-0 right now, and I just feel like a god having all those players.
That is a lucky grab, I will say.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I could have sworn I got a notification the other day saying Stephon Diggs was injured. Huh. Maybe it was for something else. Oh well. Regardless.
Pedro, you haven't said anything with regarding sports talk. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to just say this. I have complete faith in that the Chiefs might make it to the Super Bowl again. All right. Last night game aside, like the first half was, I want to say, a little bit dull on both the offensive side. But no matter how you look at it, this is a dynasty in the making. And Mahomes, he doesn't look like a guy who's going to quit anytime soon or is going to get hurt or go down in any way at all. And yes, as much as I want the Packers to go to the Super Bowl and win with Aaron Rodgers again, I just don't think it's going to be feasible. Granted, obstacles like San Francisco have been injured, and most of Green Bay's conference rivals are, well, I'm going to say they're crap.
Yeah. Well, their biggest conference rival overall is probably the Seahawks.
Exactly. And even then, I don't have any doubt that the Packers may win. However, Patrick Mahomes is the one to look out for. Like if I was to if I was to see the Packers face them, I have no doubt in my mind we'd lose.
Yeah.
As for the Bills, they look great, but I'm sorry, Jack, they won't make it.
Crazier things have happened, my friend.
Slowly melting.
Huh?
Juan is slowly melting, like out of frame.
It's
just getting
for
lower.
For those who can't see, Juan is clearly playing PS4 right now while being on a podcast.
I knew it. I knew I saw a PS4 controller in your hand. What are you playing right now?
You playing Madden? Yeah, it's Madden.
I am literally browsing on mine right now.
Oh,
gosh.
Jack, unless the Bills can do what the Giants did and make it to the Super Bowl on a crappy record,
I don't know if the Giants are the best example to compare the Bills to right now. They're not looking too hot. Especially because they've lost a lot of people in the past week or so too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
As the sports journalist in this group,
Uh-huh.
I will say this. Chiefs are unstoppable. The Seahawks are resilient. The Bills are dominant, but they're flawed. The Packers are the most perfect team in the NFL on both sides of the ball. And the Jets and the Giants are the utter embarrassment of all sports. And I say that with every fiber of my being as a Jets fan. I am ashamed to wear green and white every Sunday, knowing that this team is going to go 0-16, and the fact that they ruined what could have probably been a great NFL career for Sam Darnold. And I am honestly disappointed.
So, okay.
It's like Rutgers all over again.
What?
I said it's like Rutgers all over again.
Oh, yeah, no. I find myself being in love with losers. I feel like that's what I attract the most. Whether it's Rutgers, Syracuse, or the Jets.
I don't know. They just have a great personality, you know? They're just so kind. You know?
I
They're
just
not
think
best at
so.
sports.
And you can't.
So speaking of losers, there's one team that's known for losing that's actually started off pretty well this season. That's the Browns. What do you think of the Browns, Juan?
Kevin Stefanski's a kick-ass coordinator, man. Like he made Kirk Cousins look so good that he got another contract extension during the offseason. And now that he left, the Minnesota Vikings are just complete dookie.
Do you think the Browns will make the playoffs?
I think so. I think that they'll take the spot away from the Steelers because the Steelers are not that good of a team. That 3-0 record is a lie, like the cake. But at the same time, like the fact of the matter is that Cleveland's getting its due. It's finally capitalizing on all the talent that they have on both sides of the ball, and it's found a way to use Baker Mayfield in the best way that they know how, by not making him do too much. All right, the Browns lost because Baker improvised and tried to do too much with his legs and his arm. But now with a steady run game and a controlled ticker when it comes to like how many passes he's allowed to throw per game, the Browns are succeeding. And I have never been happier for another team than the Browns this year than I have for anyone else.
Ooh, they're definitely a team to look out for, definitely.
Definitely.
All right. Is that all our NFL talk? We got any more hot takes about football? Upcoming.
I swear to God, if the Jets are tanking for Trevor Lawrence, I will quit being a fan.
Wow. All right.
I would very much like for people on my team to stop getting injured. That would be great. Please, just play it safe, guys. Don't hurt yourselves. I need you guys.
Got a question. You guys watching the NBA Finals at all or no?
Tonight's game 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Buckets, man. Jimmy Butler. Like, wow. Honestly.
Yeah.
He pulled off, like, you know, I never thought I'd be heard him getting compared to Allen Iverson with regards to finals comparisons. But, you know, he deserves it. A 40-point triple-double against the Lakers, kept them at bay. And it's just, like, it's so nice to see when a juggernaut gets smacked in the face every once in a while. But honestly, I'm pulling for the Lakers to win the finals this year, man.
Me too.
Not gonna lie, I thought you said Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy
And I was like, what is that? I didn't know Jimmy Buffett played basketball. Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Or like wasted away again in the paint. Bam!
You know what's funny? I just recently listened to that song on the radio. Wasting away in Margaritaville. Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is a nice song.
It's still like
quality artist.
That is.
But yeah, I think Lakers gonna win. I think that was Miami's only win, unfortunately. But I want LeBron to get his 4th ring. I'm a LeBron fan. I like him.
Me too. Like for me personally, I want it because, you know, Kobe.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, that's the thing too.
But at the same time, I like Jimmy Butler has kind of been disrespected his entire career. Granted that he's been like you know, a nuisance in the locker room and a cancer with teammates, especially when he was in Minnesota. But at the same time, he deserves.
I think it was just more passion. Like he just wanted the best out of everybody, and people took it the wrong way.
He punched somebody.
He's passionate, man.
Yeah,
Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face in practice.
No. Well, yeah, but no. Come on, man. Like I get that, but you know, if you want to
I mean, there is such a thing as punching someone the wrong way. Like you can miss and then hit his shoulder. You can miss and you can like hit him right in the neck. That one hurts. Don't ever punch someone in the neck. It's rude.
You punch yourself in the neck?
Yeah, you know, like when you're getting into a tussle and you go, "Don't ever look at me like that again." And you kind of trip as you go to punch him and you aim low, you hit him right in the neck. Not a good time. Point of the story is don't punch people, dude. I don't care how passionate you are. Punch a wall or like a punching bag. Things that are meant to be punched. Don't punch people. Lawsuits.
Did Jimmy Butler really punch a guy?
Jack is the most reasonable of us all.
Hold on. I just want to.
What? What are you doing?
No, I was.
Yeah, well, you just want to what? You
No,
just want to have fun.
No, I don't think Jimmy Butler's ever punched the guy.
Yeah, I know. He punched a teammate in Minnesota.
Uh-oh. Are we spitting slander now? Are we lying to the public?
The public. You got lying to the public.
Oh, no.
No, that his teammates punched each other. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You were confusing him with that. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Sorry, Jimmy Butler.
We're sorry. We didn't know.
We didn't know you didn't punch your teammate in the face. Although I wouldn't put it past him though.
All right, guys. I think that's the end of our podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll be back next week talking about the Evil Dead and continuing our Spoopy-tober.
Ooh, so spoopy.
Yeah.
Don't punch people unless they're ghosts.
Yeah.
Or Jason.
Or Freddy. Wait, can you punch?
Or Mike Myers.
You can't.
But not Mike Myers
Freddy.
from
Can't
Wayne's
punch
World.
Mike
Mike
Myers.
Myers, the bad guy.
Yeah. The guy who kills babysitters.
But you
Yeah.
can't. You can punch Mike Myers from the Love Guru because that Mike Myers just sucks.
That's,
You know what?
Yeah.
That's fair. You could punch that specific Mike Myers, but none of the other ones.
all right, guys. Good conversations as always, and thank you. We'll be back. See you guys later.
Yeah.
You never see it coming. You be dinner and fence around. God,